Hasdeo Aranya is one of India's most extensive unfragmented forests. Spread across 650 square miles, the forest contains critical wildlife corridors for endangered Asian elephants and tigers, and its rivers provide irrigation to hundreds of thousands of acres of nearby farmland. Hasdeo is known as the lungs of Chhattisgarh, a region with extreme high levels of industrial air pollution. Alok Shukla grew up here. With degrees in botany, zoology, and political science, he was well aware of the critical role natural resources play in the lives of communities and wildlife populations in Chhattisgarh. Alok realized that rampant coal development threatened the Hasdeo forest and its tribal people.
Tribal communities had protected these forests and farmlands for generations. Now, this critical source of their livelihood and cultural heritage was being taken away from them by large-scale corporate mining projects. The farmers and the tribal people are fighting and protesting, but their voices are not being heard.
In 2020, although the government had previously declared the Hasdeo forest a no-go zone for coal development, the administration invoked emergency provisions to move 21 coal mines forward. Alok advised villagers to advocate for the designation of almost 1 million acres of the forest as the Lemru Elephant Reserve, which would prohibit 3 of the mines from being built.
The first challenge was to bring the entire community together. Although the community had decided that they had to save the forest, how they would save it and win this fight was unclear.
Alok used media outreach to ensure that locals were aware of the safeguards guaranteed by India's constitution to protect tribal communities' rights. The Hasdeo campaign inspired creative actions across the country, including bike rallies, sit-ins, tree-hugging campaigns, and couples using Save Hasdeo in their wedding invitations.
We drew international media attention and started a political dialogue that supported a peaceful movement to help amplify the voice of the people.
Alok's campaign received tremendous support from across the country's castes and political parties, a striking accomplishment given the entrenched divides that organize life in Indian society.
The Hasdeo movement began to gather momentum. As soon as the deforestation started to make way for mining, many people across the country started opposing it.
In 2021, Alok and community members began a 10-day, 160-mile protest march on Raipur, the state capital, to call attention to their proposal.
When we started the march, we were worried whether the government would take steps to save Hasdeo. But when we were halfway to Raipur, the government announced its decision to establish the Lemru Elephant Reserve. So our fear turned into happiness.
Within days of reaching the capital, an additional 14 coal mines were canceled by the government. Thanks to Alok's commitment and the efforts of the community, over 400,000 acres of Hasdeo forests were protected, along with all of the elephant and tiger corridors, rare plant and animal species, critical water catchments, and the cultural heritage and practices of the tribal people.
We had no expectations, but the Legislative Assembly voted unanimously that all of the coal mines of Hasdeo should be cancelled and the forest should be saved. That was a very important and happy moment for all of us.
For outstanding environmental achievement for Asia, the 2024 Goldman Environmental Prize is awarded to Alok Shukla, Raipur, India.